Welcome back, my friends. Yes, it's another learning session with the older man. Today we're going to talk about when your wife wants to leave. And this has come up because, once again, I have another 57-year-old woman who wants to leave a relationship that she's been involved with for 23 years. Ooh, 23 years. Make that make sense. 57. Why? Because she met a guy online and she feels that she deserves to be happy. It blows my mind every single time, guys. You can't make this shit up. It's literally an epidemic of women who have been poisoned to think that they deserve this elusive thing called happiness. And apparently, she isn't getting it from the man. And so when men call in and tell me these things and explain that this is the problem that they're having, it's hard for me to explain to the man what to do, because this isn't the man's problem. This is a female problem. So I'm actually talking to the wrong person. I need to talk to the person who has the problem. I can ask all the relevant questions. What have you done? Have you done anything that would make her feel this way, etc.? And every single time the guy will say, nothing detrimental that I feel that would want her to leave. We just have our normal, everyday life experiences, the ups and the downs. It's just part of existence. But I have come to a conclusion that you cannot make a woman feel 100% comfortable. I've said this before in the past, and I gotta say it again. The second a woman feels comfortable, she gets bored. And boredom to a woman is literally poison. She don't understand the difference between boredom and peace. Yes, I sound like a broken record, but what else can I say? The calls keep coming in. But I found this video, and this woman, I love her, man. She gives some good information on female nature. Listen to what she said so that you guys can understand and see the signs when women say this shit. Okay?
I want to find myself is code. When you hear that, men, that is code that your wife is contemplating divorce and she wants a taste of life. If she's going to go off and go, gets these silly ideas in her head that she's going to go travel to India or go off on some retreat, or she's going to go hike or walk the Camino de Santiago, or she's going to go hike the Pacific Northwest Trail. She wants a taste of life on the other side of divorce, and she wants to spend time seeing what that life will be like, feel like, without you before she makes a decision.
Anytime you hear that shit, I need to find myself. That is a sure sign, my friend, that is inevitable, that she will leave. That's just one of the signs. I just want you guys to be aware of it because I thought this was very powerful. And she will destroy everything that you guys have built for the last 20, 30 years. Find herself. Because she has FOMO, F-O-M-O, which is an acronym for fear of missing out. She wants to go ride some more strange D. She wants to go and experience all of these things as if she's a single woman all on her own before she becomes way too old to actually being able to do it. She wants to get that single life again. She wants to hit the streets again for a while. But here's the kicker. She wants you to hang around just in case it's not all that it cracked up to be. So I have had to advise this man who just called me, and he's 67 right now, taking care of this woman all her life. But now that he's in need of her, she wants to abandon him for some guy that she found online. Make that make sense. Yeah, it blows my mind every single time. I'm going to make this a short one. Guys, give me a thumbs up on this video if you're hearing something that I am contributing to your life. Of course, if you haven't subscribed already, guys, come on, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. All right?
What if I don't love him anymore? I'm not attracted to him anymore. Okay, I want for you to notice the two statements that you just put together, and I want for you to understand that one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. But you are putting them together, so you think they are the same. They are not. They are not. Your love for your husband has absolutely nothing to do with your attraction to him. You want it. You wish it did have something to do with it. Do I have to be attracted to you to love you? No, absolutely not. You don't. You don't. I'm going to tell you what happens when we lose certain desires for our spouse. We want to use that as justification to walk away from them. That is a choice. And some of y'all don't understand that love is a choice. It is not a feeling. It has absolutely nothing to do with the way that you feel. That's difficult for you to receive because you don't want to do what love requires anymore. That's what it means when y'all say, I don't love him anymore, I'm falling out of love with him. All that's really happening is you're losing the desire to do what love requires.
That is a very powerful statement that this woman made. The third part, and this also sort of coincides, is that duty and responsibility is also part of showing another person that you love them. Listen, love comes in all different shades of emotion. You love your kids different from you love your husband. You love your animals different than you love your husband. You love your friends, your female friends, different than you love your husband. You love your brothers and sisters different from you love your parents, your dog, and everything else. In other words, when women confuse emotions, she will make rash decisions. They will use words like, oh, we grown apart. No, you didn't grow apart. You just lost some affection in one particular area. But there's a host of other areas that you have built time and energy that you've put into another human being. You have built that, and that is still there. Just because you have not done anything what you're considering exciting, that part has died, and you don't build on trying to create something else where that void has been left because you think that, oh, it's up to him to build that. Oh, he don't do it. But you ever considered that, oh, you haven't built it either? Or if you've tried building that back and he didn't want that built like that, he rejected it, you just think, oh, we've gone too far apart, then you give up because you're lazy. Staying in love and staying attached to another person takes effort, my friends. Trust me, I've been at this one for 19 years. So you need to ask yourself, ladies, do I throw away the baby with the bathwater? Is that what I do? Because that's what a lot of women are doing and regretting it. Because I've told this man, listen, if she leaves, let her go. Yes, you're going to feel pain. You're going to feel lonely because someone who's been with you for 23 years is painful not having him there. But that feeling will pass. Let her go. But don't make her think that she can go and come back because that is disrespectful. He said, yeah, I can't let her disrespect me like that. For some guy that she found on the internet, she haven't even met him, but she's in love with him. That's how the female brain works. She's in love with a guy online that she's never even met physically yet. And she wants to pursue that because she's been talking to him for the last 3 months. Wow, this is the world we live in, gentlemen. Let me read a few comments from this last video. What if her justification is that we grow apart through the years? Yeah, here it is. Here it comes. And the answer to that is, the answer is still the same. You're losing the desire to. So what love requires. So in other words, it's the same thing. If you lose the desire for the person, it's because that is missing. But that doesn't mean that you don't love the person. But more importantly, if you have built a relationship over time, that is irreplaceable, my friend. You cannot get back time. You don't waste that away to try to get something new with the possibility of having something different. That's a very high risk, especially at a much later age, because people don't change, including you. You're not going to change for some new dude. That's why a lot of you women end up alone in your later years. Somebody else responded, you don't just grow apart. Growing apart takes as much intentionality as growing closer. If you are at any stage growing apart, you are literally in a stage of selfishness. Yes, and this is the problem. We are living in a society of selfishness. That's the problem. A gentleman responded, stop marrying these women. They can't stay committed. It's not in their DNA. June said, this was the most simple yet the most accurate explanation of how one thing has nothing to do with the other. Wonderfully said. Thank you for helping others in making an important distinction. This person said, I love it. You're losing the desire to do what love requires. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm hoping that more ladies would watch this video, especially if you're contemplating leaving your relationship, especially if it's a long-term relationship. Trust me, ladies, there's nothing out there on those streets at the moment. Men are not committing like they used to in the past. And if you got a good man, and you got a good life, and you feel a little bored, find something that will occupy your life. Don't worry about getting him involved. Get your mind straight. Most of you have it so comfortable, you're bored. That's the problem. You don't realize how good you got it. You know what? Start going out, volunteering in some of these shelters. See how bad people have it. Do that for a couple of months, and then come back, kiss your man, and say, thank you, honey, for being there for me. You know, okay? Go over to one of those women's shelters, those battered or abused shelters. Go over to some of those homeless shelters. Go volunteer there for a couple of months and see how bad it is, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Give me a thumbs up on this video on the way out. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to book a session, get me over on askanolderman.com. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.